I have long been searching for a tire coating with some dirt and water repellency that actually lasts. There are one or two out there, and I want to add to that list. So today we're going to take a look at the Mr. Cartoon by Turtlewax tire coat. Now this has acrylic in it and some ceramic along with some other stuff. So I'm going to show you how I would prep for that. Prep is going to be very important. And then we'll pull a car in here that this is going to be applied to, and it's going to be introduced to Mother Nature, which is roaring to go here as fall and winter approaches in the northeast here in Pennsylvania, and we'll keep an eye on it and see how long it lasts. Let's find out. The biggest part of prep when it comes to getting the tire or the rubber ready for the coating and giving the coating a chance to have the best bond, to really attach itself to the rubber, is going to be getting it clean. There's going to be, this is the closest thing to the roadway, and all of the garbage that can splash up onto the tire and get itself entangled into old tire dressing really can make a stubborn mess on the rubber. So, quick tip. This stuff, for me, has been doing very well, cutting into that junk and helping me clear it away from the tire so the coating can make good contact and have bonding with the surface of the tire. And all you do is spray a layer of the cleaner onto the surface, nice liberal layer, and let it soak for a bit. And as time goes by, you're going to see it turn brown slowly, depending on what's on the tire, and at least a tannish hue if there's light dust or dirt on the tire. Excuse me. Now we're going to find some. Here we go. We'll reach into our wheel brush, and we're going to find a tire brush, and the tire brushes are usually a lot stiffer than the wheel brushes. So grab your tire brush, agitate, scrub, let those bristles really get in there and give the tire, the rubber, a deep clean. And you will do this as many times as it takes to get that rubber clean. When you rinse it, and when it's dried, and it still has a brownish hue to it, repeat the process. What I normally do is when I'm rinsing and I see that the water's clear when it's being rinsed off the tire, I'll just go one more time yet just to be perfectly sure that the tire is clean. Rinse thoroughly. As I mentioned, I'm going to do it again until I see that the suds here stay perfectly white after the dwell time. Let it dwell. Clean off the bristles of your brush. Come back in. Scrub once again. And rinse thoroughly. Now this next part is going to be very important. Letting the tire dry completely, either by setting it out in the sunlight or outside in a nice dry breeze, or you can speed up the process with forced air. Guys, water on its own is a decent solvent, and you don't want it to dilute anything you put on the tire. And that even includes any dressing. So I'm just going to break out my Adams dryer. This has a little bit of a heating element, so it gets the air not hot, but warm, which helps speed up the process. With the tire nice and clean and perfectly dry, we'll tape off 2 areas here and coat half of the tire. That way we get a 50-50 version of the tire here and see the difference that it makes visually. Application is quick and easy. Give it a good shake. Get your favorite tire applicator. My foam applicators are soaked with other tire shines and tire dressings. So I just grabbed this microfiber applicator here, and that's going to be perfectly fine. Make sure it's, well, I guess it would help if you take the little protective foil off the cap. Let's try this again. Load up the applicator and then just gently massage it into the rubber. Get a lot on your pad here because you have to work it in and around raised lettering and ribbing and all sorts of designs that they have on these tires these days. We're going to work it into the tire all the way around to the other side here. Now that was quick and easy, and I'm just going to lightly take trip all the way across that. And what I'm seeing right away that I like is it has a nice even layer of the coating on the tire. It doesn't look blotchy. Looks nice and even. So they want you to let it sit there for 5 minutes and cure in between layers or before you take the car out and enjoy it. You can speed things up, good friends. And you can do that with a heat gun to speed up the curing process. And you can see how fast, that really helped. Now, if you want to go for a darker and richer and maybe even a little bit more sheen, you just keep adding layers to it. I'm going to put one more layer on just to see what happens here. And then I'll let it sit and air dry on its own. And we'll let it sit for a couple hours and then we'll come back and play with it a little bit. I'm not going to go too crazy. No matter what chemicals you introduce to this tire, it will be nothing compared to what Mother Nature and the roadways can throw up at it. So we're going to apply this to a vehicle that's going to get used hard and in harsh weather and circumstances, and we'll see how it holds up. All right, we're going to let that just dry naturally. We'll be right back. All right, we've given it enough time to cure, well beyond the 5 minutes. And I want to show you visually what it's done to this tire. Made it look fantastic, and you can see how even that is. It's not blotchy, no high spots, not crazy gloss either. Just looks like a better than new tire, just the way I like it. So as a coating that's supposed to be repellent to dirt and water, let's see what that looks like. Okay. So we're looking for water repellency. doesn't bead like crazy. There's a little bit of repellency. Let's take some forced air and see how easy it is or how hard it is to dry. Okay, much quicker to dry than the other side, and you can still see it's on there. Yeah, I mean, it didn't wash off or anything. I was expecting a bit more beading, a bit more posture when it comes to aggressive hydrophobics. Didn't see that, but it dried off quickly, and it didn't wash the coating off whatsoever. Let me grab you guys, bring you in a little bit closer, and you can see the distinct line there and here. So let's introduce some chemicals to the coating and see if it breaks it down a bit. So the first thing I want to reach for is a wheel cleaner, because when you're cleaning the wheels and you mist them, it atomizes the product and the mist can get up onto the tire. By the way, look at this tire. This guy had one hell of a lead foot. Anyway, so I did get some Furry's wheel cleaner from Phoenix EOD. Kind of like we got a little mist overspray from cleaning the wheels. Let that sit a little bit. Now theoretically, if this was a weak tire dressing, you know, it should eat and clean away the dressing easily. Let's rinse that off of there. It's still rejecting the water. It sheets almost as much as it beads. I can see the distinct line. Let's dry it off. See what we have here. All right, I can tell you what I'm seeing here. I don't see any spots where the wheel cleaner, let me bring you in. If this was something that would be easily removed by chemicals, you would see little spots where the wheel cleaner was sitting there. Now we're going to put it on and let it soak a little bit, and I'm going to agitate it with, we'll grab a microfiber and see if that breaks it down. This time, let's really soak the coating with the caustic wheel cleaner, and on top of that we'll get a little bit of the Force acid wheel cleaner. Let it sit for a few seconds. Got a microfiber. We'll even work it in here a little bit. This has to do damage, you would think. It would have to affect it somehow. Now we'll rinse thoroughly. Still hydrophobic. You can see the distinct line, and I'll bring you in closer. And the hydrophobics, again, like right in between beading and sheeting, it kind of does both. Dry it off. Still very easy to dry off the side that's coated. And from what I'm seeing here, I don't see any signs or wear and tear whatsoever from the chemicals. So what we're going to do, let me bring you in first, get you a better angle. I don't see any spotting from the chemicals that have eaten through the coating. So let's get this on a vehicle. And the biggest test of all will be what Mother Nature can introduce to the tire over time. And we'll see how long this truly lasts. So let me go grab something. This is what we're going to do. On this side, we're going to apply the Mr. Cartoon tire coating, front and rear. On the other side, we'll grab another tire coating in the same category and we'll compare. Just like the tire that we were testing on the horses back there, we'll do 2 coats. I like the look of 2 coats. Definitely growing on me. All right, let's get this back one. Easily works its way into like the perforations or these designs or the raised lettering on the sidewall of a tire. So it's easy to use, easy to get on the tire, doesn't fight you. All right, that's the driver's side, and this will have the tire coating, Mr. Cartoon tire coating on it. Let's get over to the other side with a different one. On the passenger side, grab one off the shelf. We're going to go with the Jescar tire protectant, tire and trim coating or protectant. Let's flip over, get a fresh side on this microfiber. It's hard to, my left wrist is still needs a lot of work. Still needs a lot of strengthening and PT. We'll do the same thing over here. 2 layers. This is a little thicker, so it is a little bit more work to get on the tire. A little bit more viscous compared to the turtlewax or Mr. Cartoon. Do the back one as well. And this car will be run through all types of weather. It's nice to have one, guys, a vehicle where you're not too crazy about what happens to it. It's not like I don't care, but I care about all my vehicles. But, you know, with something like this, if somebody hits it or, you know, you can run it through all types of inclement weather or you can park it pretty much any damn place you feel like it and not have to think about it or worry when you're inside maybe grabbing something for dinner or going to the store. Well, this would be that vehicle. Still, I'm going to take care of it. It's just the way I am. All right, so we have turtlewax on the other side. We have the Jescar tire protectant on this side. It's had the full 5 minutes and more to cure. Let me show you what it looks like on these particular tires. Again, nice and even, not blotchy, doesn't have lines going through it from the microfiber. That one needs a little bit more time. It has a bluish hue fresh out of the bottle. I like the way that looks. Let's go to the other side here. This is Jescar. Now let's give it a week or two, see if it holds up being on the roadway just as much as this tire did throwing chemicals on it while it's sitting on a horse. Again, Mother Nature is a lot harder on these tires and these coatings than what I could be in a test setting here in the shop. Mr. Cartoon, tire coating. Let's start the conversation. Those of you that have this, have tried it, let us know its durability, how it holds up in different types of weather in your environment, and let us know what your environment is, what part of the country or Canada or wherever you're from. And those that know somebody who's had it, are you thinking about picking it up and giving it a shot? I'll put a link down below. You can find this locally, I believe, just about anywhere. But I'll put a link down below anyways in case you want to look into it further. Catch you in the next video.